Sawadee krab. Welcome to Cooking for Fun. My name is Nick. And that's my colleague Kun Ross. We are welcoming you today for having fun in the kitchen. Please stay with us today for a Valentine's meal. For all the people who can just boil water at home, this meal will be right for you.
What we've learned over the years is not much, but what we have learned is that a man that can stand in the kitchen, he never has trouble finding a woman on Valentine's Day. So what we'd like to do today is take you through a 3-course simple meal so that you could entertain at home, and it's quite straightforward food, very easy to prepare, and it will easily impress your girlfriend.
So what we're doing today is some foie gras with some cranberry balsamic reduction, followed by a nice pork loin with a parma ham wrap, a nice polenta with some gorgonzola and some toast walnuts, and followed by some chocolate dipped strawberries.
So let's go shopping.
Let's go shopping. I think we need some foie gras, huh?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Why are you not telling the viewers what foie gras is?
Sure. Foie gras is actually the liver, but it's no longer just the regular liver anymore. It's actually, if you just order duck liver, you get the little duck liver, just like a chicken liver or any other animal. But this is especially designed where the geese or the duck are fed an extra diet, so that it makes the liver quite large and adds a lot of extra fat. It's very rich, very flavorful, and considered quite the delicacy.
And as a little tip for the consumer, you don't actually have to buy the foie gras fresh. You can buy it frozen, but you can also buy it already sliced. So if you're at home, you want to make it easy, and you always want to have something for your guests at home in the fridge, you can actually buy it already sliced. You just open the bag, take 2 pieces out, and you can cook with it anytime. You can reseal the bag, and it's perfect for the entire year.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey Ross, the pork chop looks good, huh?
Yeah, the pork chops look good, but we need a little pork tenderloin today.
So how do you know what cut you to choose?
Well, there's a lot of different cuts, and depending on what you're cooking, is useful for whatever you're going to be doing. What I can do is explain to you how it works. Essentially, here you have the ribs, so you have the pork chops, and then down each side you have the tenderloin, and it's a very lean, very tender cut, and there's one on each side. And it's basically the most tender and leanest cut you can buy, and for what we're doing today, it's going to be just perfect.
Okay, so we have one, huh? Yeah. Can we get one pork fillet?
Sure, correct.
Thank you. Wow, look at all the cheeses made.
Yeah, we do need a little cheese today.
So what do we need? Some blue cheese or?
Yeah, we do need a blue cheese, and
so what do you recommend?
well, today the recipe we're going to use calls for a gorgonzola, and gorgonzola is an Italian softer blue cheese, and blue cheese is unique in that it's a cheese that actually they put a mold into, and then the mold forms inside the cheese as it ages and gives a lot of flavor. It adds a little bit of salt, and it's obviously it adds color, and it can be very strong. The one we're using today is a little bit more mild, and it's much softer and creamier, and it's going to be perfect for the polenta later.
Okay, let's get some. You get some? Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Sawadee krab. Oh, I almost forgot. We need some strawberries for Valentine's.
Yep, take the long stem. Those look good.
Now we have everything?
Yeah, I think we do. Let's go cook. We'll see you in the kitchen.
Ross, how do we do that?
Well, what you want to do is make sure that when you're sitting down to eat, you don't have half the meal done and half the meal waiting. So we're going to start with something that takes the longest, and that's the polenta. The polenta is cornmeal. It's rough ground cornmeal, and we're going to start today with a little bit of milk.
So how do we set the temperature?
That's a good question.
Is it medium heat or high heat?
Medium heat. We're going to warm the milk, and then we're going to put a touch of cream.
My God, I think
it's a little bit rich.
I think we need something to stir with, huh?
A little bit of salt.
I do the stirring part because I get nothing else to do. So we're currently at medium heat, around 5 on your home induction cooker or your surround field, or if you have gas, you have medium heat on your gas cooker.
In the meantime, we're going to get the pork ready to sear off. I've got here the filet that we bought earlier and some nice pancetta ham sliced and laid flat on the board. Simply just going to put this on here. There's no need to put any salt on because the ham is quite salty. So what we're going to do is take our knife and just reach underneath and roll it with the ham. Make sure it's covered. And this will be enough for 2 people. So we're just going to trim off the ends.
What would you do actually with the ends, Ross, at home?
Just cook them and eat them, or chop them up and make pork burger. Waiting for the milk to come up to temperature. We're going to put a little bit of water in there to get ready for our chocolates. In the meantime, we're going to get our vegetables ready. Today, what we're going to do with the pork loin and the polenta is a mixture of root vegetables: carrots, rutabagas or swedes, and turnips. In the vegetable mix, what we've got is the 3. Some salt, a little bit of butter,
and you want me to cut a few more while you do that? Because I'm, looking at my size, that's not enough, huh?
Yeah, but these are vegetables.
Yes, but I'm not only eating pork.
And a little bit of maple syrup. Just give this a quick stir. And then what we're going to do is roast these. The maple syrup is going to get nice and sweet. The butter is going to melt and start cooking them nice and gently. And we're just going to put this in a roasting pan. And just like this, throw them in the oven. They'll be done in about 20 minutes, about the same time the polenta will be done.
As I showed you before, we actually added just some water in a pan and we're waiting for it to heat up. So we need some chocolate, especially some